Welcome to Technovation. I'm Peter High.
When I began to engage with Target, what was clear is that, this is a business that had lost some confidence. That was for sure, right? You mentioned the data breach, but there also was an unsuccessful entry into the Canadian market, which is pretty big. And the business actually had been losing market share for a number of years. But the upside was that you had this phenomenal brand. You had a business that was brilliantly run financially. So it had a balance sheet to just die for. And then it had a tremendous body of really, really very, very highly capable people. It didn't take a genius even back in 2015 to work out that technology was going to be vital to Target's future. What was really, really important to Target was to make sure that we were focused on the right things, that we were only doing work that was of value strategically to the organization. Secondly, that we should build up our own engineering capability in-house, and a real focus on the team. And then thirdly, architecture. And architecture is key to it all. The reality is nobody can predict the future. I couldn't predict what was going to happen over the ensuing 6 years when I joined, and clearly a lot of things did happen, including the pandemic, which nobody saw coming. So what was really, really important was to start building out an architecture that would be scalable, stable, secure, but agile, right, and give you some speed. Then you kind of say, well, technology is really important, and I'm not going to outsource it. When I began at Target, 70% of the team was outsourced. Today, that's 7%, right? So we've gone from 70 to 7. That engineering capability was really, really important, right, to build that up. And not just the capability, but the way we worked and the composition of the team. We moved into a product DevOps model. And then we burned our bridges behind us by releasing all the project managers, program managers, and business analysts. And then we got on with making it work. That speed and agility has just been a phenomenal benefit to the business. So I'll give you an example. Like last year, when COVID hit, our business skyrocketed. Our digital business grew like 3 years in 3 weeks, which was pretty extraordinary. We took out our kind of Cyber Monday playbook and then just played it all year. We already had the ability to scale our systems to that kind of capacity. But we also had to produce new applications and new features and functions, both for our guests and our business at a phenomenal rate. You might remember, a lot of jurisdictions restricted the number of guests or total number of people you could have in a store at any given time. So, you might have gone to a number of our competitors and they would have had somebody at the door with a clicker and a clipboard, right, counting the number of people in and out. But we developed an app that was linked to an AI over the top of the door, in a camera above the doorway, which then just sent an event back down to a handheld from the team members. So we could keep a constant tally of the number of guests in our stores. That app took a week to produce and 2 weeks to roll out nationally. That's why, having that engineering team in-house without the handoffs, having a product structure that manages a backlog, and then having an agile architecture, that's why it really, really mattered. And there's no way Target would have had the standout year we had last year had we not invested in the capability in the team and the definition of the architecture.